Hello, everyone. Good evening or good morning. Welcome to Tech Talk in KROOM. My name is Patrick Ding and I'm your host. With me is Mr. VJ.
Hello.
In our studio. VJ is the Managing Director of Vipa Malaysia Sdn Bhd. And we also want to welcome Dr. Ahmad Moradi, who is joining us live from Florida, USA. So tonight our Tech Talk is going to be a little bit different. We are using a hybrid model. Part of the sharing will be in the was pre-recorded, so we'll be sharing with you. And the topic of tonight is the sharing the experience of KROOM, the part one of the KROOM experience. So with that, I want to ask Dr. Moradi to give his sharing.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening. I'm Vijay, the CEO
First of all,
of Vipa.
thank you for being here, everyone. I appreciate your time. More importantly for us right now is continuation of our program with information that we provide with communication and collaboration and educating you the value of the KROOM in the new digital economy and why we should move and migrate into this kind of experience. Primarily, everything has become secure because one of the most important things for all of us is in the wild world of internet now, there are many noises, there are many bad actors, there are many unwanted things that it just attacks us. So one of the ways that we are trying to accommodate is through the provisional protocol that we have set up inside the KROOM, that the subscribers, the viewers, the advertisers, the brands, the clients in general, both on business and in consumer side, can benefit from the use of KROOM. So one of the areas that today we're going to be talking about is the suitability. I think that was one of the questions, Patrick, you had originally. Why don't you ask that question if you don't mind?
Basically, I was just saying that, whether or not the KROOM would be suitable for what kind of users and what the users can benefit from using the KROOM. That was one of the questions that I wanted to ask.
I think that's a very valid question and profound, because one of the things that we always look at it is fundamentally as human, one important aspect of our lives is always about social and communication, whether we're doing it through different devices, right? Or through different technologies, or even face-to-face. Communication and collaboration is the foundation of business, commerce, broadcast. So we felt it is important that using a different standard than the way that the marketplace was, like, for example, with the CPM advertising, with the CPCs, with the clicks, all of these things that now are becoming historical generation of our internet, moving to the Web 3.0 and to the next generation of digital economy, everybody has agreed one thing: privacy and security should be the foundation of what we do as a general rule. And that is one of the reasons we felt that the constituents, the clients, the subscribers, the advertisers, the brands, they have to feel confident and trust the brand and the rooms that they can provide their content in the most secured format, sharing it with their own buyers, users, help desk, customers, business relationship, broadcast, and so forth. So in this kind of a respect right now, we're going to dive into a little visual presentation of how these rooms are. And this is the part that is partially recorded. So with that, take a look.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good evening. I'm Vijay, the CEO of Vipa Corporation. And we are broadcasting Tech Talk as a part of our pre-recorded pilot. We are broadcasting a two-part presentation that is made of two sections. One, technology that brings you KROOM. Two, KROOM experience. Now, and how you could do a free sign-up and obtain your own KROOM. I have invited Dr. Ahmad Moradi as our guest to provide an insight to how ICDN video, interactive content delivery network video technology brings you and K-Media viewers KROOM. Over to you, Dr. Moradi. Thank you very much for coming and participating.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Ahmad Moradi. I'm the Chief Science Officer and creator of technology that you're going to about experience. Our team for many years has spent over this space what we call video first, interactive, real-time broadcasting in various make and model. And before it's important, we bring this kind of technologies with the knowledge and the know-how that you can appreciate and understand that there are foundations behind everything we are doing, and we are happy and proud to bring that to K-Media and introduce that service as a KROOM to all of the subscribers and the people who read it. So with that in mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to access my share screen and give you some highlights of what we are talking about so you can get some general idea. This presentation that you're about to see in here is provided to you in our screen share. And the way that it works is basically we have spent over the last 24 plus years of our career into video broadcasting and video integrations. So therefore, real-time communications and broadcasting and collaboration and communications has become the foundation of our learning experience that we bring, because we believe in humanity that ultimately we need to communicate regardless of our geographical location. We need to reduce carbon footprints. We need to make things more efficient, so therefore we can get real-time services. We can get access to the information, create an environment that it becomes secure. So we decided on 4-pronged strategies that allows our subscribers, our viewers, our participants, our sponsors, our advertisers to integrate 4 contents. Generally, I call it in sharing content, in collaboration, where we can invite colleagues like yourself inside the room and we can share and move into a broadcasting model where you can become a broadcaster from this room to feed it into your social media channels, to your abilities to share content with others, and at the same time, integration of good AI that can help you to create the next generation of technologies under good ethics, use cases where it can benefit humanity and mankind. So with that in mind, what we'll do is we move into the next slide and look at the assumptions of some of the things. Technologically, we have spent years developing what we call interactive content delivery network, because we were one of the creators and inventors of the CDN technologies, where we embraced the use of some of our algorithms, protocols into the CDN, and we brought that into ICDN for being able to create a two-way highway. The reason was we needed to create interactions, we needed to broadcast contents, and we needed to build the collaborative communities where we could create different use cases. And that is what KROOM is all about. It's about community. It's about the people that they are going to participate. And by creating a program that it allows you to take advantage of it, the first fundamental thing was that we had to look at it was security and the privacy. So in this kind of a context, again, as you can see, where we can create rooms for different purposes. So first of all, ICDN stands for Interactive Content Delivery Network, and it's designed really to bring the best of the best for you inside the rooms. We mix up the videos, the streaming, the ultra low latency and transcoding, workflows, embedded integrations, virtual reality, 3Ds, meta, and holograms all together for you. And that gives you a very extreme, powerful capability in this side of these rooms, that you let your imagination flow and you can create experiences and share those experiences with your colleagues or your friends or your family. One of the key advantages for us was privacy and security, and respect in that side fundamentally was walking away from the norm. Most of the norm, if you notice in the marketplace, they have apps, they have downloads, and they have install. Programs like Zoom or Team and so forth, they rely on your apps or your downloads. When you install them, then they have properties there. What we decided to do, unlike anybody else, to change the paradox of the privacy and security by just simply sharing a link. So we relied on a technology that is called RTC, real-time communications. And that was ultimately took several years, from 2012 actually, till now when it started in 2010, to take birth and become part of your browser standards, including Safari, including Android, iOS, PCs, Mac, and so forth. This 42 months of innovation work that we are bringing to you resulted to sit down with a lot of guys at various organizations, burn different machines, different technologies, Amazons, Azures, IBMs, you name it. We have worked on different machines and so forth, and we learned, ultimately, we decided to use Google Cloud Platform and Google Storage Platforms, because they also own technology that they acquired for the open source called WebRTC. And more importantly, Chrome browser are a dominant browser market that has over 67% use. So with that, we decided to work with Google as our partner, which ultimately has enabled us to gain a 4-star innovation award, and at the same time being able to bring 3 groups of Google, Chrome, WebRTC, and GCP together to discuss about our use cases that ultimately has led to this solution. So now we got the corridor now. This corridor is going to create the transformation for you, that you're going to have the ability to connect into a what we call a Palm-style virtual island. And the way that is designed, that K-Media is going to serve its brands, its customers, providing sponsorship, advertising, subscription, broadcasting, streaming, you name it, 3D, metaverse, Web 3.0, all of those capabilities are going to be embedded in here. And then every one of these islands that you see in here as a branch, then these branches ultimately are different clients that it follows the newest standards post cookies. One of the areas that probably you may know or may not know is the fact that cookies are fading away from the way that we are used to it from the internet. And one of the area is started with the Safari. Safari decided that in 2021 they will no longer support second-party, third-party cookies. Till now it has become the standard that all major publishers, brands, companies, and in fact right now as I'm speaking with you, 67% of the CMOs, chief marketing officers of major corporations around the globe, are striving toward a $45 billion opportunity where it's called data clean room. So KROOM and K-Media through Tek Talk will be presenting you a host of broadcasted services and technologies that you will be learning about the next generation of data clean rooms, how they can benefit you, how it can be used for your own purposes, and at the same time you can receive secured information from your most trusted publisher, such as Borneo Post, Daily, and so forth. So with that in mind, one of the areas that we are looking at that is extremely important for all of us is to understand the requirement of what's at stake and how we can help out to help you to adopt into a new service that is going to be practically helping you with a lot of changes that is about to happen in the industry as we are evolving to the fourth industrial revolution. So with that, we decided to partner with Google Cloud. So the services of K-Media and everything else that has been brought to you is been brought through GCP. We have created security protocols, standards, and everything else. So when you are arriving at a K-Media platform, for example, to experience it, and you will go in here, you will discover that there will be 2 landing pages for you. These 2 landing pages right now are designed for valued subscribers to provide a secure room for your use. Now, there are 2 programs available. You can obviously select the premium one. The premium one has got one advantage, and that is mainly because you receive not only a room that is similar to this room that I'm about to show you in this 1898 Tek Talk room, but you will also receive a private room that you could program it for your own personal or business use, and you can utilize it as a service while you can integrate it to a variety of web conferencing, including Zoom, if you decide to do so. But in our services, because of privacy and security, we bring our own encrypted signals, as you can see, and we make that available to the rooms that it can accommodate up to thousands of interactive experience. With that, we're going to give you a little showroom of what we are talking about so you can get a general idea how these rooms are being used. And then we move into the personal experience. So let's take a look at an example of an ICDNs. ICDN rooms are very interesting because they can be adaptive. In a case right now that we are working, that you're coming in here, you're coming through a room called Tek Talk. And that's where you're visiting me and experiencing me. But I could also go into another room that I could build for a virtual fair, for example. And in this fair, as you can see me in here, inside this room, which I mute myself so it doesn't become more intrusive, you will see that a display of an exhibition appears along with sponsors, the brands, and so forth, that you will be hosting an event. And this event can become very valuable because now you can create a variety of creative ways for people to participate, especially when distance is an issue. So the way that we are going about this is by clicking on the lobby, we can easily enter into a vicinity. We call it a media center. You can stream content from here. And this particular one, just a, let's say, sponsor brand.
Ferias Virtuales es una empresa que ofrece soluciones tecnológicas.
And then subsequently, you have the gateway to enter into the home page or go into pavilion or go into networking rooms or visit conference room. So therefore you can attend and participate. So with that, when you create and you click and you come in, you enter into a booth display. Through this booth display, now you have the availability and possibility of visiting different exhibitors. And exhibitors' events can become a very viable way where you can bring real-time communications like we are doing, broadcasting services, and integrations into the service like entering into a booth. So when you want to click, you simply choose that option, and that option gives you the facility to enter, as you can see. And from there, you participate. And then here is where you can obviously obtain company information, catalog, coupons, even meet with an online agent like we are talking example in here, or connected to your external links or to your WhatsApp accounts and so forth. While you're decorating this, our team can help you, or you can participate by DIY and create your booth and having the brands and the sponsors available inside this room, that the room that I'm showing you is inside the room. So that is one of the beauty of this technology that you're talking about. So I'm going to exit out of here just as a showcase and take you to some other virtual world and give you some overview. The other one that is interesting to see is where we go into, let's say, medical room, for example. In a case of a medical office, we can bring the KROOMs connected to the hospitals, to the clinics, and give that availability to you, that you can obtain it as a service and connect it to your physicians and monitor patients or interact with patients and bring artificial intelligent doctors inside here to be able to display a variety of services and everything else. So the most important thing again comes back to use of technology to the benefit of humanity, like you see in here. And in this particular case, for instance, you can see it is AI-powered physician that can communicate with you. And then by clicking on it,
I'm infectious diseases physician in Fortis Hospital.
And people can talk to the AI and ask questions and obtain answers inside these rooms. So one of the challenges that always is faced is being able to provide timely answers to the questions. So we believe through collaboration, human collaboration, through the KROOMs that is established, along with the addition of the future AI that we will be introducing into the marketplace, this place is going to become extremely exciting. And that's one of the reasons that you see now opportunities that it's beyond imagination. So with that, we go back to showroom again to show you some of the highlights of some of the areas. One of the areas that probably is interesting as we are going into a variety of experiences that we are showing you is looking at the areas where we can essentially migrate and go into like a watch party, for example. This watch party that you're experiencing right now is coming to you and it's been broadcasted from streamers. Streamers allow that content to be broadcasted from here, and now KROOM makes that available to you. And this is how Tek Talk actually comes through the communication. And then as you go through process and you see the experiences of streaming coming to you, and while we are talking, then you and your friends can be inside the room and you can experience that while you have a series of features and capabilities inside each room available. Example of that is right now inside a KROOM, you have series of buttons and call to actions that will talk. But in the future, KROOM will start adding incremental buttons for you with new features and services that is going to empower your KROOM with more possibilities. So one of the things that we are looking for is understanding how you would adopt and use the KROOM for your personal use, as well as receiving information that it's being broadcasted by a 60-year-old publishing house that it has earned everyone's trust. So taking that into a consideration, we are going to stop in this process and then have subsequent events and conversations about this subject that you can obviously learn and apply. But more importantly, we felt it is important at least to give you a showcase of what we can do in terms of ICDN, where K-Media ICDN platform becomes the gateway. And obviously, as I mentioned to you right now, as stated, and I like to repeat it again, this technology right now is available to you by just going to kmedia.icdn.video and clicking on premium account and obtaining your own room as well as the other. If you decide you just want to go standard, the standard room just gives you this standard room that you see in this video screen, and with the buttons that will be available on the side and the publishers. And that is the part 2 that we will be covering about how everything works inside these rooms. So with that, I want to thank you for having me, and we will conclude part 1 and we will shortly start part 2. Thank you.
2. Welcome back, everyone. Now we are live in our studio. Thank you, Dr. Moradi, for your wonderful sharing. Now, question that I wanted to ask you furthermore about KROOM is that, when will this platform roll out officially? Right now, it is only open for registration, right?
Right. Well, to answer your question, what we are doing right now, based on the policies that it's been established and following what we call CDP rule with the first-party data and the KROOM. KROOM readily is available today as we speak on a limited basis, but shortly after we finish with the data collection, in the next 30 to 60 days, we will be releasing KROOM, okay, for all the population that they have registered. And that's why we are encouraging everyone who listens or watches or participates or reads about our KROOM to please take a few minutes of your time, sign up and register so we can provide you the information that we value and you value as an audience in a most private, secured format that doesn't violate the standards that we are about to embark. So that's the reason. But in the next 60 days, we should be able to launch it. Our major goal is going to be serving the holiday season for the Christmas times and for the New Year times, where brands and the subscribers and their family members and everybody else, they want to unite together regardless of geographical distance. And KROOM becomes a place to read, to watch, and to meet. And that becomes the objective of KROOM. Back to you.
Okay, thank you. Doctor, now, it was reported in the local newspaper yesterday in Malaysia that the cumulative losses involving cases of online fraud by scammers are projected to reach up to Ringgit Malaysia 1.2 billion by the end of this year, according to our Malaysia Home Minister.
Mm-hmm.
So how can KROOM be an alternative to this problem?
Excellent question. I came from 43 years of data security protection background. That was one of the things that I always looked at. Privacy and security of the data was what we call our built-in DNA, that it was trained to make sure that the client's data is not compromised. After data became a commodity in the market and it got what I call through bad actors and through good intention but bad use became misused. The new generation of the internet users moving from present, what we call Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, and moving into blockchain, and all of these are the reasons because people are tired
Hello everyone,
of being
good morning, good evening. I'm Vijay, the
or
CEO of
being
Vipa
taken advantage of. But more importantly, a nation, because we work with many countries with different projects, different cybersecurity subjects, it's a national pride, first of all, because this is something that it has to be taken into an account by the government themselves, that data and their citizens and the privacy and inclusion of all of those, it's a national agenda. More importantly, a KROOM right now can become a very good use case on what we call a micro level versus a massive level, that it can provide the service. Because everything we do in here is with the user's right, with the privacy, with the security, with what we call security layers. And then we optionally have the ability to add new layers, what we call onion layers of communication and security to prevent and be proactive. As a result of it, for example, right now we work with companies like Sovos in United States, a NASDAQ company, to provide integration of that service for the banking, financials, and insurance and securities, where you cannot enter inside this room unless you go through a biometric algorithm, gets connected with a fake person, and gets connected to the national ID of a government. And then from there, once they tell you this is the right person, the person can arrive inside the room. So KROOM is really designed to remove all the noise, all the what I call stress factors, where original intent was create a serene place like you talked about, that originally we can come in and relax and read, watch, and meet with some of our closest friends or colleagues and conduct various business activities, that we start adding services inside this room based on two factors: what we think we should be bringing to the market, and at the same time understanding and listening to our clients, customers, brands, that what they want, what do they want to see inside these rooms. And one of the beauty of this is also, Patrick, very important to know, because of the data privacy, we made the rooms in a way that the users and the clients do not have to store content. We made it into a pass-through technology. So if there are content coming from streamers or from publishers, we no longer have to worry about that this data is going to sit in the, let's say, K-media servers. It's a pass-through, and with their permission, when they grant the right, that pass-through comes through, the audience enjoy, and they can stop it at any time. So this kind of capabilities gives KROOM a foundation to start mitigating what we call fraud. There is another part to it, what we call e-commerce. E-commerce is becoming very important in everyone's lives. But when you meet a representative, a store companies in here, and you're doing real-time transaction, asking questions, and pushing a button in here to purchase, that shifts the paradox of the trust, because now you're no longer looking at the page that somebody did a mimic and is deciphering you and moving you to another page, right? Thinking that you're doing what you're doing, but not really, and it's extracting all of your information and retrieving all of your money from your checking account. So Room is designed to provide and mitigate bad actors. That is the main objective. And then from there, you start building the trust and the confidence between readers, viewers, consumers, brands, publishers, and in general, a whole stratosphere that it can serve the nation. Back to you.
So in summary, basically, KROOM is a place that is private and secure that everyone can enjoy and relax. So
Correct.
Vijay, you have anything to add to what Dr. have just mentioned?
Well, organizations also need to consider authentication, fraud management, and customer experience simultaneously instead of addressing it individually. Because now everyone wants to reach out to that minimum eyeballs out there. They make their services become user-friendly, which has got its upside and downside. And I think we should address this subject in a much more deep dive manner in probably the next coming Tech Talks, where we can address the problems much more deep insight. So again, they should again consider authentication, fraud management, and customer experience simultaneously instead of looking at it individually.
Okay, thank you. We are coming to the end of today's session. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Remember to tune in to our next session, which is on next Thursday, August 17 at 8 p.m. We'll be sharing on the part 2 of the KROOM experience, which we will be focusing on the premium room. You can join our session via our social media channels or click onto our live stream video event link. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, please do continue to post it on our social media channels of IG and Facebook, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Until then, stay curious, stay positive, and stay inspired. With that, I see you on next Thursday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.